Hi, I'm Lake Speed Jr.
And I'm Keith Jones with Total Seal Piston Rings. We're standing in front of our Rottler cylinder home. You gotta wonder, why does a ring company have a cylinder home? We don't build engines, but we certainly do OD lap the profile of our rings, and that's done in lapping sleeves, and that's the rig that does it and does a darn good job of it. But we're not here to talk about that, we're here to talk about braking.
You know, braking oil and honing have a whole lot more in common than you might realize. And that common ground plays a critical role in how well your engine breaks in and how good the rings seat in.
But we don't want to get into the oil topic right off the top. It's kind of like politics and religion. They should never be discussed together, and you gotta watch what company you talk about it in the presence of. So we're going to talk about the oils, but we're not going to recommend a specific brand.
Yes, you know, Keith and I have years, in fact decades of experience dealing with engine oils and engine builders and break-in procedures, and we've learned a few things along the way that have helped us to understand what is good for break-in and what can cause problems. And that's the whole point of this video, is to give you guys some guidance so that you can use the correct type of break-in oil in order to make sure your rings seat in to get the best possible performance. So that's what we're going to do.
Let us explain.
Everyone knows how important break-in is for, say, a flat-tappet camshaft. When the break-in process occurs, what's actually happening is the mating of the contacting parts. If those parts don't mate in properly, they will be destroyed. So the whole goal of the break-in process is to get the parts to mate correctly so that they don't wear improperly.
The time spent in the machine shop working with your cylinder home, like our cylinder home, the result is what we're after. And what are we after? We're after a bore diameter, we're after good cylindricity, straight round bores, we're after the proper crosshatch angle, and we're after the proper cylinder finish to get and hold and store that oil, to get the right peak roughness, the right core roughness. We spent all kinds of time, hours and hours and hours, decades over years, accumulating this information to get all of this gathered up, make sure that we're doing the job correctly to get that optimal cylinder finish. We do our work, we do the rings, we lap the ring, we do everything we can to make that part as good as we can. But that final key part is that break-in oil and the break-in process. If we don't do that correctly, all that hard work gets right out the window.
Essentially, break-in oil is the last honing oil, the last metalworking fluid used in the engine that helps make the parts mate together properly. So it's not only the process, you know, Keith and I were talking about a little while ago, you know, breaking in new brake pads to new rotors. If you do it wrong, you can destroy them by glazing them. Same thing with the break-in process of breaking in the rings. You don't want to burnish the cylinder wall. You want to gradually break it in, take those peaks, level them down so you have a good smooth surface that's going to carry the load and seal the engine properly. That is the goal of the whole process, and the break-in oil is a chemical that helps make that process go more smoothly.
As Lake just said, that is the final part of the honing process. That is the final machining fluid that's used. We're using it in the engine, and it's doing the last bit of the work. And what we're going to do throughout this process here is discuss quite a few different oils, what we see in them, and share those results with you.
Exactly. And the oil that you can buy off the shelf at Walmart or AutoZone is not a honing oil. It's not a proper break-in oil. Accordingly, we commissioned Speed Diagnostics, which is an independent used oil analysis service, to sample 22 different brands of break-in oil, or oils that are commonly used for break-in, to determine the chemical and physical properties of those oils.
We worked so hard to build this perfect engine, get it to come in, seat up immediately, come in right away. And you know, here at Total Seal, we take a lot of phone calls. We want those. We want to hear from you. So we're kind of a database of information from all the thousands of customers that we work with in all types of applications. And the one thing that I see, and it really, you know, I feel bad for people, is they'll go through all this process, spend all this money, then they'll put in an oil that just simply doesn't let the parts come together. Rings during the break-in process need some friction. We have to allow the parts to lap themselves together to achieve that final ring seal. Nothing else is going to do it other than the running process. And if the wrong oil goes in, that excellent build can become a disaster area in seconds.
Exactly. So here's a few pieces of guidance you can use to make your own interpretation of the results, because we're not going to pick and choose the brands and say this brand's good, that brand's bad. We're not going to do it. What we're going to do is we're going to give you the results that Speed Diagnostics is going to provide, and then we're going to give you some guidance in terms of, hey, ZDP, it's a hugely important additive. You got to have ZDP in the oil, but like all things chemical, balance is the key word. Too little is bad. Too much is also bad. Can cause too much wear. Can cause potential glazing and issues like that. So ZDP, you want to have the right balance of ZDP in order to maintain the proper performance, the proper amount of wear. It's like he talked about, that lapping has got to come in. Lapping means wear. You have to have the right amount of wear, so the right amount of ZDP, not too much, not too little, is important. The other thing too that Keith mentioned was friction. You need to have some friction in order for the ring to rotate and for everything to break in properly. As you know, consequently, you don't want something with, say, molybdenum in it. A high level of moly is a friction reducer. Then you don't have the proper amount of friction. Also, high levels of calcium, which can also reduce friction, can be problematic. Most importantly, and we have seen this together in prior years of testing and experience, a high TBN, a high total base number, slows down the ring seating process and can in fact cause serious blow-by issues. We've seen high levels of blow-by, but when you have high blow-by, everything in the engine can go badly. Rust, corrosion, all kinds of things can happen if the rings don't seat in properly, and a high level of TBN has been directly correlated with higher levels of blow-by. So what you want in a break-in oil is low TBN. That way you get good break-in, low blow-by.
Believe it. He knows what he's talking about.
I'm a certified lubrication specialist.
And I'm just a guy that works here.
That's going on the editing room floor.
But with that said, no. Folks, we're having fun here. Lake and I have known each other for years. We're so glad to have him on board with us here at Total Seal. It's an exciting day. As always, we want your phone call. We want your questions. Give us a holler. Call us on the toll-free. Email us. Any way you can get a hold of us. If you're not sure, call us first. Make us the first call, not the last call. It always works out better that way.
If you like any of this at all and you want more of it, please follow us on Instagram, like us on Facebook. We're going to be doing more of these. Check out our YouTube channel. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're going to be doing more of this in the days and weeks to come. Thanks for watching.
Thanks. Have a great week.